When I was on that stage press conference, I kind of got emotional a little bit. Like, wow, I'm back here again where I started, and just how Stephanie White was speaking so highly of me. Like, I'm like, this is where I need to be at, and this is where I belong. And I'm just so happy to be able to come back and handle some unfinished business.
Nobody wants to play for the Indiana Fever. Remember when Cheryl Swoops mentioned
people in the Fever were like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't want to be here. This is where I want to be.
Well, Natasha Howard just made Cheryl Swoops look completely ridiculous by not only choosing to join the Indiana Fever, but also passionately standing up for Caitlin Clark and the team against all the critics.
Excited to also play with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, like the player that, that I also say stuff on the court to them when I'm like playing against them. So, but I'm happy that I'm playing with them, not against them no more.
We're not just talking about any player here. We're talking about a 3-time WNBA champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the few players in the entire league who averaged 18 points and 7 rebounds last season. So, why would a superstar like Natasha Howard intentionally choose to team up with Caitlin Clark? And how is she firing back in defense of Clark and the Fever? Let's break it down.
Oh, what's up, fans? I'm happy to be a Fever. You see me? You see me? You see me? You see me with this on? Yeah, I'm back, baby. I'm back where I started. Let's go.
Remember back in April when the critics were lining up to tear down Caitlin Clark? Cheryl Swoops led the charge with that infamous quote, claiming nobody would want to play with Clark in Indiana. Well, that narrative just got completely obliterated, and the basketball world is still reeling from the impact.
What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay.
I'm talking about more social media.
Okay. It's a turn. It's a turn, right? It's really a turn of the tides.
Well,
right?
Gil, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right? Everybody.
For months, critics like Swoops pushed the narrative that established WNBA stars would go out of their way to avoid the Fever. They painted a picture of veterans steering clear of Indiana, unwilling to deal with the so-called Caitlin Clark circus, the media frenzy, the spotlight, the sold-out arenas. It became the go-to talking point for anyone trying to downplay Clark's impact on the league.
WNBA MVPs in your career, would you consider each of those 3 seasons as dominant seasons for yourself?
No.
I can't. Bro, Cheryl Swoops is willing to lie about her own career before she even admits that Caitlin is done.
But then, something happened that the critics never saw coming. Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, former Defensive Player of the Year, and one of the league's most respected veterans, didn't just sign with Indiana. She chose to return to the very team that drafted her 5th overall back in 2014, the same organization where she began her professional journey a decade ago.
This is a tremendous, not only tremendous player, but a tremendous person. And what she's done the last 9 years in her career has put her in the elite company of many athletes and many players in this league. So, I want to say thank you to Natasha and to her family for coming back to us. Because when a player returns to a place that drafted them, that's special. And she chose us because she could have gone any.
This wasn't just any signing. It was a statement that completely shattered the Indiana is toxic narrative. Howard didn't hold back her excitement about returning either. During her press conference, she made it crystal clear. Asterisk, I just feel like I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be back where I started. And so are my family and friends who have supported me from the beginning. Asterisk.
In the day, the way Indiana came at me with everything they promised me and they keeping their promise, they sold me. And I took the bait for it, and I'm happy to be back where I started and also being back with Coach. So, and Kelly and also Amber as well, bringing her along. It's just a blessing to be back where I started, and also for my family and friends to also see me back where I started at as well. It's just amazing and a grateful feeling to be back in a Indiana Fever jersey.
What makes this even more powerful is that Howard wasn't forced to Indiana, nor did she settle for Fever as a last resort. She had options, Plenty of them.
That's a good one right there.
I'll be back like
Number 33, the original. Back at it.
Oh, Jersey.
Look, the original.
Right, we was with Adidas.
Look at that.
2014, y'all.
2014, right there.
The emotional weight of his homecoming was on full display during Howard's signing, when she was presented with her original Fever jersey from 2014. This wasn't just a contract signing. It was a full-circle moment that visibly moved Howard, bridging her past to what could be an incredible future with this revitalized Indiana team.
Steph has always been on my butt about hustling, working hard, do the little things, because the little things going to take you a long way. And when I got the minutes that I played my rookie year, I took every advantage of it, and I'm happy to be back next to her, playing with her and her coaching.
And Howard wasn't some afterthought in the Fever's off-season plans. As Kelly Krauskopf, the Fever's general manager, revealed, asterisk, when Amber and I started talking from the beginning, the person that's sitting next to me is high integrity, high class, and a great teammate. Asterisk Howard was their top target from day one, a player they strategically pursued.
We have the talent, but first of all, we have the people to actually do it. So my thing is, I'm happy, like I said, to be a part of this, and also bring the leadership and the desire to show this young group what it takes to win a championship. I have 3, so my thing is to show them you can't take no days off in practice. You got to think, you practice, it's the way how you play. So my thing is coming in, I'm just going to show them this is how you work hard. So when you work hard, it's going to be easy in the game. It won't be as hard. So my thing is just bringing that championship mentality to the locker room.
The Fever COO, Amber Cox, couldn't hide her excitement when introducing Howard, stating, asterisk, people say you should have a 1-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. It's several pages. The list goes on and on and on. Asterisk, that's the caliber of player who just chose to play alongside Caitlin Clark in Indiana.
list of accomplishments are long. People say you should have a 1-page resume. Natasha cannot have that. Mm-hmm. It is several pages. 3-time champion, 2-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player. I mean, again, the list goes on and on and on.
But what truly makes this signing special, what completely dismantles the Swoops L narrative, is Howard's own powerful words about why she returned. Far from avoiding the Fever, she expressed deep gratitude, saying, asterisk, I'm just really, really honored and blessed to see a team that appreciates me and that wants my light. Asterisk.
It was day one when I got this job. Kelly and I were on the phone, and we had 2 things on our to-do list. Re-sign Kelsey Mitchell and bring back Natasha Howard. We have been focused on this day and this moment since the day we started this process.
Asterisk. The person that's sitting next to me is of high integrity, high class, a great teammate. Players in this league love her. So, welcoming her back and put her on the floor with our guards. There's a reason why her nickname is Flash.
The person that's sitting next to me is of high integrity, high class, great teammate. Players in this league love her. So welcoming her back, putting her on the floor with our guards. There's a reason why her nickname is Flash.
Howard didn't just find a team that appreciates her. She found the perfect basketball soulmate in Caitlin Clark. This isn't just any partnership. We're talking about pairing a player nicknamed Flash with arguably the most creative distributor in the game today. Howard's elite transition scoring ability provides exactly the kind of target Clark has been missing in Indiana. While critics were busy insisting that nobody wanted to play with Clark, these two were quietly building what could become one of the most lethal fast-break duos the WNBA has ever seen. Just imagine this play unfolding night after